Hey guys, welcome to the Cozy Writing channel. So, it's been a couple of weeks. Has it? I don't know. It feels like it's been ages. It feels like it's been eons and years, but I know it's probably been about 2 weeks. I tried making a video last week when I was like, I thought I was getting over things. I was kind of in the thick of it, and holy crap, that video was just a big hot mess. I couldn't even finish it. I tried 3 different times. I just kept getting more frustrated and more frustrated. It got so bad I was actually yelling at the sun because the sun kept going in and out of clouds and it would like wash out my camera, and I was just getting so frustrated. And things weren't going well. So I just said, nope. I turned it off and I went back to work, and it's kind of like I got so overwhelmed that the best thing that I could do for me, like for my own mental health, was just kind of hunker down like in a library situation, like get myself out of my head and just fall into the work. And that more or less worked. I got myself over the hump. I'm on the other side now. But I feel like I came dangerously close to burnout. Like there were a couple days, 1, 2, or 3 of them, where I just wanted I was questioning everything. Why am I even doing this? Should I even be writing a book? Like it got bad. It got really, really bad. So I came really close to the edge of burnout there, but things are looking up. I worked on my novel. I worked with my editor. I worked with my critique partner. And I just slowly plodded through all the shit that these last 2 weeks have thrown at me. Okay, so the first thing that happened that kind of spiraled everything out of control was the fact that my critique partner brought up, do you even need the twins? My twins, Jack and Sam. Like in my novel, I have these 2 characters, they're twins, and they're kind of what they were. I guess I'm giving away the ending there, but they were kind of fluff characters almost. Like they didn't contribute to the plot in any significant way. They both contributed to the plot in small ways, and they both contributed to the plot much more in previous versions of the novel, like in previous drafts. And then the drafts kept evolving and basically kept downplaying their roles until eventually I got to the point where she was like, do you even need these people? Why are they here? And I was like, oh, fuck, you're right. So that was kind of the tipping point where I had to reevaluate whether I wanted to take these 2 characters out of my novel at this point in the game, which right now I'm on draft 6. I don't think I should get to draft 6. I think draft 3 and then done. But here I am, draft 6. And I had to evaluate what the novel would be like if I took these characters out. And then how would it play out? Because Jack plays a significant role in the 3rd act. He might not be significant to the overall plot, but his role in the 3rd act, he was a major player. So I had to sit down and I had to think about that. And ultimately, I decided that I think it would be better off if I didn't have them there, which meant Act 3 has to have some major rewrites, and half of Act 2 needs semi-major rewrites because that's where the 2 characters really came into play. So that was fun. There was a whole bunch of soul searching going on right there. I spent probably a good 45 minutes just kind of huddled up in my kitchen, just kind of almost crying, but not quite. And then I spent 2 days rethinking the novel. Basically, I went back to my plotting software, and like it was getting so jumbled in my head. I just had to find some way to see it clearly. So I went back to my plotting software, and I just laid out, okay, this is what happens here. This is what happens here. And I figured it is doable. I can do this. And I started laying it out along with the new points that need to happen in Act 3 because there's 2 less characters. And it's working. I don't know. I just want to be done with this. So I'm feeling like this was, I don't know, like 1 step forward and 5,000 steps backwards. I'm back to writing Act 3 all over again. But truthfully, like hyperbole, everything aside, I'm on chapter 2. I actually decided also to start some major cuts and some major edits to get myself down to that word count I've been working towards 90,000 words. And truthfully, this is the best the novel has ever been, and I kind of hate that. I kind of hate that she was right. I really wanted it to be, I guess I really wanted it to be a massive mistake and to go back to the way things were, but no. Unfortunately, it is the best goddamn version of the novel that there has ever been. I've actually hitting the word count marks too, and I'm being fairly ruthless, and I've basically cut 3 chapters completely. I'm just condensing because I was up to 117,000 words, and it needs to go down to 90 or 95. I'll give myself some leeway between 90 and 95, but so 3 chapters got cut, and I'm doing this thing where I'm telling myself so it hurts less that this isn't really a cut. I'm not deleting it. I am saving it for book 2. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I'm probably not going to use it in book 2, but that's what I'm telling myself, especially the parts that I cut out with Jack and Sam with the twins in Act 3. There's a lot of good stuff there that I cannot bear to get rid of, at least at this point. So that's going to go into either book 2 or book 3 because it's good stuff and I can use it later. It's not the direction that this new Act 3 necessarily needs to go in. And you know what the beauty about doing this is that I don't feel like I truly understood this book until I started plotting book 2. Does that make any sense to anyone? That thinking and plotting out book 2 helped me understand book 1 so much more, and then cutting the twins out and having to rework Act 3 is actually allowing me to build some threads in for book 2 to make them flow together in one big story. This is what happens when you pants a novel and it takes you like 5 years to write it. So that's where I am now. I'm finishing up chapter 2. I actually thought yesterday that I was done with chapter 2, and I sent it over to my critique partner, and she came back like an hour later and she had some very good points. I was like, God damn it. Like, I thought I was done with this, and here I am back in chapter 2, like tweaking some bits, adding in a new paragraph, which I had it down to 6,000 words. It was so perfect. Each chapter has to be 6,000 words for me. That's combining a Tahoe chapter and a Tad chapter, my 2 main points of view. And I had it perfect, and now I'm adding more stuff in. So, I was so proud of myself for getting it down to 6,000, and now I have to add in like a paragraph or 2, and it's going to throw it off by like 200 words, and I'm kind of pissed about that. So let's talk about moving forward. I need to finish this draft. That sounds awful. I hate saying that I need to finish this draft, but that's what needs to happen. I'm currently working on chapter 2, and hopefully I can get the rest of them out very quickly. My goal for at least this week is to finish chapter 2, get chapter 3 done, and start chapter 4. I don't think it's going to be too hard. Chapter 2 had a lot of major changes. There was a lot of condensing that needed to go on, so I'm hoping 3 and 4 won't be so bad. Basically, up until I get to chapters, I think it's like chapter 8, everything is just combining and condensing what I've already written. There isn't anything new that needs to be added to those bits. So that's good. I'm going to take those, I'm going to condense them, I'm going to chop them up as they need to be chopped, and get them stuffed into their little containers and then get ready to move on. after that midpoint of the novel, then the Tad points of view continue onward for a while without needing any changes, just needing those condensing, getting everything in there. The Tahoe chapters, however, they start to need some finessing after that midpoint, and then once I get to Act 3, everything's going to need some finessing and new bits added in to accommodate the new threads and the lack of characters that were in there. So it's a lot of work. And the only thing I can do right now is just kind of bunker down and do it. Like, I feel so out of control. Like, my desk is messy, my house is messy, my story is messy. I'm slowly putting things back the way they need to go. It's even like my mental health right now is kind of messy. Like, I'm just slowly putting everything back together in bits and pieces. And I think that's the best I can do. Like, I don't think there's a better way of doing that other than just slow and steady, one piece at a time. I don't know. I'm doing the best I can do. That's all I can say. So this wasn't a great update week other than just saying, hey, I found a lot more work I need to do. I do have a lot of things I need to talk about my editor, and I think I'll approach that next week because that was an experience working with him. And I have some good things to say, and I have a lot of negative things to say about that experience. So tune in next week, and I'll unload all of that stuff on top of you. I appreciate everyone who stuck with me these last couple weeks. They have not been easy, and I've definitely been like a Debbie Downer these last couple videos. So thanks for sticking through with me, and I'll see you next week, and hopefully things start to pick up from here. Can only hope. Thanks for watching, folks.